Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. You can tell when a person really has values if he's willing to sacrifice for those values, if he's willing to do something to protect those values actively, not verbally. Verbally, yeah, it helps to a certain extent, but you want to see if those people would be hurt, will be eager to sacrifice from their comfort something really that affects them. In this case, you remember Venezuela is an evil country and it has an evil dictator that's illegitimate, and his name is Maduro, okay? And the United States imposed sanctions on that country because that country has lots of oil and they do not want and do not allow the American companies, good people, to just plunder their country's oil however they want, whenever they want, how many times they want, okay? And they're bad because of that. This is how the story goes. And therefore, they will not do business with Maduro and his evil country because they have values. The United States has values. But guess what? Things changed. OPEC, right, cut 2 million barrels a day output. So guess what the United States is doing? Maybe we start doing business with Maduro. Nothing changed. Maduro is still there. The country is still designated as a bad country. Still sanctions on the country, but we need oil. That's what changed. So our values, as I did before, out. Money, let's go. So this article comes from Sputnik, the guys who tell the other side. Oh, they're Russians, must be lying. Well, I don't know. Whatever they say, it's true because I verified in other ones. But it's hard to dig for this kind of information, from Reuters or the Guardian or the the respected newspapers or BBC. God forbid BBC. So it comes from there. This is the title: U.S. plans to ease Venezuela sanctions to let Chevron pump oil there again. Why? Did Maduro become a good guy? A democracy? Is he now legitimate? What changed? Interest. They don't want to be hurt. So immediately they scrape the values, bowling with them, whoops, and let's go. Get some money. Chevron, go in. But only Chevron. Why, I don't know, but only Chevron. Probably Shell, I don't know yet. So they dictate who's doing business with an independent sovereign country, and a country cannot do business with this, with that, with that. That's how it works in the free market, right? Why? Because he's designated bad, Maduro, but all of a sudden you need him, so he's not bad anymore. How does that precisely work? Well, you know how it works, how it always worked. Washington. President Joe Biden is preparing to scale down sanctions against Venezuela to allow U.S. oil major Chevron to start pumping oil again in a country that has theoretically been at conflict for years with the United States. They haven't been at conflict. The United States was at conflict with them. Those guys were just minding their own fucking business. For years with the United States, the Wall Street Journal reported. The move could help raise the global supply of oil and tamp down energy prices hikes as the Biden administration heads for midterm elections in November. Oh, wow. So now you know why we're friends. We want to be friends with Maduro, right? The journal reported surfaced on the same day of a large output cut announced by oil-producing alliance OPEC Plus to shore up crude, and prices had been beaten down from June. The move could pave the way for a reopening of a US and European markets to oil exports from Venezuela. The journal reported on Wednesday. The report said in exchange for significant sanctions relief, the government of Venezuela, President Nicolás Maduro, will resume long suspended talks with the country's opposition to discuss conditions needed to hold free and fair presidential elections in 2024. So let me get this straight. You want the oil, so you want something from me. And you tell me to change my shirt because you want something from me? No, you have to give me something, and not the lifting of the sanctions if you want my oil. Or you say, we're going to let you sell your oil if you do this, if you do that. I don't want to talk to you. Oh, you came to me. Okay, now. So if you came to me, you are the guy underneath. So I have the power. You want something from me. I didn't want anything from you. So since you came to me, you have to be the one who's going to say, well, we're going to give you this. But you don't come like that. You say, we're going to give you this if you do that first. Yeah, that's how it goes. That's what Maduro should do. Yeah, okay, what? You tell me what to do in my country, and if we do what you say, then you might allow your company to plunder our oil fields. Is that correct? I get it right? Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything? Blackmail, threats, and regime change. This is how that country functions. And they talk about international law and UN. Did you see any UN resolutions voted about United States having troops on soil of a sovereign country? Syria? Did you see anybody? Did you see Zelensky showing up with Assad and having speeches that their countries were invaded, one country by Russia, the other one by the United States, and they won't go and they plunder their oil? Did you hear anybody saying that? Why not? So, you know, I want to be spared with this kind of lectures of do the right thing, the change, and Russia the evil. Might be the evil, but I want to call some other ones on the accused, on the bench of the accused. You, basically all of us. Because there's no person without sin, right? To Jesus Christ, the person without sin should throw the first stone. Remember when you had Mary Magdalene over there, the lady of the night? But if you go like this, nobody will be punished ever. So what's there going to be? Only God. Okay, here we go again. So let's go back here. So OPEC agrees to cut oil production by 2 million barrels per day. And all of a sudden, Venezuela has to allow those guys to get in plunder. Great. For the Biden administration, the bigger benefit could be a lower global price of oil. Well, if you don't do anything about it, and what are you going to do? The report said a deal is contingent on the Maduro government approving it. If it goes through and Chevron along with the US oil service companies are allowed to work in Venezuela again, plunder, suck, it would put only a limited amount of new oil on the world market in the short term. Well, it depends how much you allow them to get, right? My God. Oil prices jumped for a third day in a row after producer group OPEC Plus announced a 2 million barrel per day cut from November. That it said will be a substantial reduction of oil production, but media reports from last month showed the oil producing alliance being some 3,583 million barrels short, or it's 3.5 million barrels short of its daily target for August. Prior to that, OPEC Plus was short on its July production targeted by 2.89 million barrels daily. Yeah, so I know exactly what they do. So President Joe Biden, in a statement issued by the White House, indicated that he would respond to OPEC move by releasing even more oil from the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve. The Biden administration has already drawn Strategic Petroleum Reserve stockpiles down to their lowest since 1984 and seems game to do more. Well, in a tit for tat with OPEC. What do you mean tit for tat with OPEC? You don't fight with OPEC here. So he's punishing OPEC or something? By doing what? By sucking his saving account, basically, by using his savings to be able to survive, and his tit for tat with OPEC, with the bank who issues money. How is that? So he's short because of his stupid policy that he implemented as a government and as whatever diplomatic with Blinken and all his weasels. Bad. And that's the result. This is the result of their actions. The consequences, bad. And what they do, they go over there where that was filled by Trump and others before this guy, this weasel, the saving. He sucks that out dry, the strategic oil reserves of the United States of America, because they failed internationally. And he said it's tit for tat with OPEC. It's not that. You shoot yourself in the foot because you're impotent. You have no balls and you don't know how to negotiate. You don't want. All you do is just threaten people and countries. You blackmail them and you just go and you change regimes. That's all you do. You don't have diplomats anymore. Lavrov is a diplomat. Jaishankar is a diplomat. But not you. What's his name? Wang Yi is a diplomat of China. Not Blinken. These guys are not diplomats. These guys are the guys who ask for protection. You know, those guys that show in your shop. You have your neighborhood shop over there and you got a big dude comes over and said, the money protection, give me that. That's what they are. They're not negotiating with. They say your protection is this much. If you squeak, we're going to destroy your shop and we're going to have another one, open one in your place. This is how they function, like a thug in the neighborhood. Protection fee. If you don't do it, we're going to destroy your country. We're going to make sure that we're going to you up. We're going to put whoever we want. They're going to give us the protection fee. This is it. They forgot to negotiate. They forgot diplomacy. It's all gone. It's gone. I don't know if it ever been, but anyway. So yeah, now Maduro is good. Our values are bad. Why? Because we screwed up, we messed up diplomatically with other countries, because we treat them like shit, and instead of, you know, bending, yeah, you want Khashoggi, you got Khashoggi, you don't have the criminal Salman. So what are we gonna do? Great Khashoggi, a lot of oil, the price goes up. All right? Call bin Laden, bin Salman, Mohammed bin Salman again a criminal and a thug. Yeah, call him again, Biden. He's not going to even answer your phone for Khashoggi. But when Daria Dugina, the Russian media person, was blown up by the Ukrainians, according to the American intelligence report that came yesterday, nobody said anything. But that guy was cut into pieces, bad as it is, horrible as it is. Oh my God, we're going to destroy everything. We're going to fuck up all our relations with the Arabs and with the oil for that person. But with Dugina, beep, we don't care. What? No? Oh, there's the bad dudes over there. Really? Is that the way it works? Shut the f up. Yeah, go and make a deal with Maduro and tell him what to do and put the weasels in there, and little by little you're gonna just take care of Maduro too. I guarantee you that. No, Maduro should say, you know what, thanks but no thanks. We're gonna take the sanctions as we took them for the past, I don't know, 15 years already or something, and bye-bye, you just stay over there. Use your CIA, we're gonna use our Russians operatives here to defend us. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.